Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I continue to build the Eagle Moss Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. Now, I am on Pack 5, Stage 15 through 18. This time we assemble the passenger door and everything that goes on it. If you haven't done so already, head over to eaglemoss.com and subscribe to this car today. It's a fantastic build and it's readily available. Do it while you can. Let's get started. Welcome back. Here's the magazine for the Eagle Moss Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. Now, this magazine is more compact than what they have been in the past, and that's what I like the most about the magazine. It's small and easy to use as reference during your build. Now, if you haven't done so already, head over to eaglemoss.com and subscribe to this car today. We'll be looking at stages 15 through 18, and each one of those I will cover the build instructions for each. But for now, we'll look at the magazine and see what articles are contained within. The first article is The Beautiful Eleanor, and the article about it, Rewards of Determination. And it's an article here about Toby Halicki and what he went about designing this car for the movie. Then the next article is the Gone in 60 Seconds universe, and Memphis Reigns, the hero returns. So there we go. They have an article here. It shows Nicolas Cage leaning up against the car. And it continues with 3 pages of that. And then we have the Gone in 60 Seconds files, go behind the scenes of the original movie. That's on the right side there. And then, once again, keeping with the cars that are used within the movie there, cars with women's names, Patricia, 1958 Cadillac Eldorado Brougham, and very nice looking car there. And continuing on with the car theme, Bernadine, which is a 1994 Jaguar XJ 220. And lastly, classic Mustangs is covered here, and this time it's the 1966 through 68 Ford Mustang Fastback 2x2 article on that. Then they give us a preview of what's coming up in the next pack, Pack 6. So I'll be right back with everything that was contained inside the pack. Like I was saying earlier, 4 stages of parts packs were contained in Pack 5, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So we get all the parts here to deal with the passenger door. And with Pack 5, we received this free gift. And I believe this is the mug. Take it out and get a close look here. And this is a nice coffee mug or a travel mug that you'll receive as a gift when you subscribe to this. And it looks like it plugs in the wall there, so it stays warm for you while it's in the car. You can see there, electric coffee mug. That's a first for me. I've never owned one like this before. Very nice. Noticing on the plug, it either can go into a cigarette lighter or you can unplug it into a USB port. So that makes it very nice too. Let's look at the build instructions for the first stage, which is stage 15. And for stage 15, these are the parts we received, which is the door and mirror and door handle. And the first thing we do is we assemble the side mirror for the door. And we go ahead and install the mirror on the door. DS09 screw goes into that. Then we put the side door handle in. PSO4 screw goes into that. And that's all we do with the stage. Let me get the parts and I'll be right back. Here's parts pack for 15. Everything well protected there. I'll go ahead and take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of the parts. First thing you notice, of course, is the outer door, and that's made of metal. Beautiful finish on that. I love the stripe on the bottom side. Here's the back side. And the side mirror, mirror lens, a decal for the chrome part of the lens, and the door handle, DS06 and PSO4 screws. We assemble our mirror first, and we'll put the mirror itself inside here. It simply press fits in place, just like that. Then we'll take our mirror decal and we'll remove that. And I'll simply lay that down in there, just like that. And that goes down on there nicely on that. There is clear plastic on this. I'm going to remove that later. Bring the door over. We're going to mount this to the top of the door here. It should simply slot in there with the mirror facing towards the aft area. DS06 screw goes into this. And there you go. That's how that looks. Next we put our door handle in. And that just slots into the hole there. PSO4 screw goes into that. And that's how that looks there. And that's all we do for stage 15. Stay tuned for stage 16. Welcome back. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 16. And this time we're going to work on the passenger window. And these are all the parts that are included with that. We'll mount the window to the door. Put in 3 DS06 screws. And then we'll put in the door hinge itself. We'll mount the retainer bracket for the door hinge, put in a DS02 screw, and that completes that stage. I'll be right back with the parts. Here's the parts pack for stage 16. Everything is well protected in there. When we take these out, we'll get a closer look at all the parts. Here's a close-up of those parts. We received the DS02 and DS06 screws. We also received the side window, which is made of plastic. Already has the chrome trim on the side. very nice there. And the door hinge, which is made of metal. And we'll talk about how specifically how this gets installed. And the retainer bracket for that. We'll go ahead and mount the window on the door frame itself, or the door panel. And here's our door panel. We'll lay that down gently. We'll be careful with the mirror here. We're definitely going to support this while we put the screws in. And these screws are going to mount 3 of them right here to hold the window in place. DSO6 go into these. And that's good there. Nice and tight. That's how that looks there. And that there. Now we'll put on our door hinge next. With the door hinge, we want to note that it does say it's the right bracket. It has an R on it. And note how it's shaped. We want to have this side that's curved up against the door panel, and the flat side would be going up against the car. Okay, so we'll turn this around, and the R, you can actually see the R there. So that's going to go down right there in that channel. And then we'll put our hold down plate, and that just goes into a couple of slots there. DSO2 screw goes into this. And there you go. And just to operate it. And that completes stage 16. Stay tuned for stage 17. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 17. So for stage 17, we work on the right door inside panel, and we install some handles on that. These are all the parts we received. We install our door handle itself. Put a screw on that. That mounts to the door panel next to the armrest. We'll put 2 screws in the back, and that completes that stage. Let me get the parts and I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 17. And you can see you have our really nice door panel in there and all the parts that go with it. Be aware, if you look right here, you can see there's your door lock mechanism, and it's pretty common to find that broken off. So if you find yours has arrived with it broken off, be aware of that and look for it laying in the bag. In that case, you can go ahead and super glue it back in place once you're done building the door. I would highly recommend waiting until you're done building up the door totally and then glue that back in place, and it should be well protected after that. And here's all our parts. Everything here is plastic. Here's our door panel itself. Very nice there, has a nice chrome trim on it, and our door lock mechanism is very fragile, so be careful with that. Here's the back side. And our door handle retention bracket, the door handle itself, PSO4 and PSO8 screws. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mount the door handle inside the retainer bracket, and to make it easier, it's easier just to put the screw into it first with the door panel sitting aside, and we're going to be using a PSO8 screw for this. So we'll just screw that in all the way. Perfect, just like that. And then we take and bring over a door retainer, and that's going to slide in just like that. Now we're bringing over a door panel, and with our door panel we're going to be able to insert this on the back side here, okay, and it's going to slide in that slot there, and then we're going to put our 2 screws into this bracket. The screws are tiny for this, you just got to be patient with it. the second one started. You may have to remount the hole a little bit with an X-Acto knife, because these are difficult to put in. But once you got them started and put in, you can go ahead and tighten them down. And they should stay in place, no problem. There you go. And that's how that looks there. And that completes stage 17. Stay tuned for stage 18. Let's look at the build instructions for the final stage for Pack 5, and that's stage 18. So for stage 18, we start to install the door trim and window winder. And there's our parts for that. Both upper and lower trim pieces and the window handle crank. We put the window crank in first. Secure that down with a PSO4 screw. Then we put the bottom trim panel in. We secure that trim panel with a PSO5 screw, 2 of them. Then we install our trim panel up against the door panel itself. We secure that with 2 DSO2 screws. And then we put our lower trim panel up over the top of those screws, so they're hiding, and we're complete. I'll get the parts and I'll be right back. Here's the parts pack for stage 18. And there's our trim panel and door winder in there. I'll take these out with a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts, and we have our interior trim panels, and the lower panel itself is made of plastic. Very nice chrome on there. And the upper trim panel has a matte finish to it, but it is chrome treated also. Plastic, both are plastic. The window crank handle, DSO2, PSO4, and PSO5 screws. First thing we do is we put our door window crank in, and to make it easier, I'm going to start the screw first when it's not installed yet. And just to get the thread started, I'm going to put it in here first. And I'll take them out. Bring the panel over. It is keyed. There's a keyway on here. I'll insert it in there, and we'll put the screw in it now. That looks good there. Next we put our lower trim panel on. It only goes in one way, and that's going to insert on the bottom, just like that. And 2 PSO5 screws go into this. And we're just going to be careful here, support it so we don't break anything. And 2. Looks good there. And that's how that looks there. And we're going to install that panel on our door. Flip the door over, and we'll line up our door panel with the 2 holes there. We'll line it up. DSO2 screws go into this, 2 of them. And that's tight. And lastly, bring over my trim panel, and that's going to hide those screws. We're going to go under the door handle. As much as possible here. Just like that, and it should press down. All locked in. That looks great there. I'll be right back and we'll wrap this up. And that completes stage 18. We reassembled our passenger door. It looks great there. Fantastic. And that completes pack 5, where we completed our passenger door and we also completed our driver's door in previous issues. So I appreciate everybody who subscribes to my channel. Hit the bell for all video upload notifications, and please give me a thumbs up. Head over to eaglemoss.com and subscribe to this Mustang today. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.